Hello guys, today I'm greeting you from a very dark place. Today is the 27th of January and we are in Auschwitz, Birkenau, the concentration and death camp located in southern western Poland. What you see here is the gate that basically led the trains on which people came to hell. So trains would come from that direction over there and they would pass this gate over there, and behind this gate there's a massive camp that used to be operational during World War II. This camp was liberated by the Soviet army that came here on the 27th of January. That's why I am here today. And they saw the horror of people that lived here, that died here, that suffered here. Over 1 million people died in this facility. It was the biggest and certainly is one of the most known camps in the world, but actually there were many of those camps. On my channel I have an episode about the Treblinka camp, which wasn't a concentration camp, it was a death camp. The difference between a death camp and a concentration camp is that this was a concentration camp, meaning that people came here and they were enslaved. They had to work in very harsh conditions that in many cases ended up with death. And obviously this camp functioned both as a death camp and a concentration camp. So people were here also working, doing labor for the German occupiers. And of course people also came here just to die. This is Birkenau. We are now next to the gate of Birkenau. And Auschwitz is about a mile away from here. So there are two camps. One camp was strictly more for like working, which was Auschwitz, and this one, Birkenau, is just a camp where people mostly came here to die. They lived in horrible conditions, and you can imagine today is not a very nice day. It's actually about 32 degrees, so about 0 degrees Celsius, 32 Fahrenheit. And this is just the entrance for which the trains came. So guys, in a moment we will enter this facility. Today actually is a ceremony, commemoration of the liberation of this camp. So there are some people that are here already, but it's gonna start in about 2 hours. So I actually started recording now because it's not the evening yet, so you can actually see more than during the night when the ceremony will start. Just to give you quick maybe information, as I said, this was the biggest camp. Over 1 million people died here, and when the Soviet soldiers came here, they just liberated about 7,000 people. They found them in horrible condition, starving, almost dying. It was just finding living skeletons. So only 7,000 of those prisoners were liberated, many of the Jewish people that were killed here were actually transported to the west. As the German army was losing, they were transporting people and killing them to the west of this camp. So very tragic, and actually a lot of those that they liberated died anyway because of the horrible condition they were in. So they weren't able to save them. Even if they gave them food, the body wasn't able to take in that food. So it's a gigantic place. Look at this. And you see in those barracks over there, we'll go there, I'll show you everything. People lived, and they had to sleep there, they had to do everything in their horrible Spartan conditions, and of course there were crematorias here where people first were gassed, and then their bodies were burned in crematorias. So this is a living hell on earth, and it's very important that we remember about this place. The Holocaust survivors are almost gone. Anti-Semitism is on the rise, and we saw that this is not so far away from what a human can do to another human. We saw that on October 7th, when Jewish people were mass murdered. The biggest mass murder of Jewish people since the Holocaust happened on October 7th. And today, this horror is still happening. There are still Jewish people held hostages, held in horrible conditions in Gaza. So we are not learning. Humanity is not learning, unfortunately. This is what happens if a person is without God. And the Germans wanted to get rid of God, rid of Jewish people who they said created God, the faith, the foundation. They wanted to go to paganism, and this is what you end up with, a death camp. Those wires were electrified, so a lot of prisoners would jump on those wires sometimes and commit suicide. And you can see the guard towers over there, where there were soldiers inside, German soldiers, who were guarding this place so that nobody would escape. And here was a city, a Polish city. Oświęcim it's called today. It's not a very big city today, but it's functioning. What a horrible history to have. What a horrible heritage. So we'll be entering now the camp, and I'll continue from the inside. So I'll see you soon. As I pass the guards, we'll go in and see what's happening inside. Okay guys, so we are now inside the camp. You can see the scale of this over here, and here are some historic photographs showing you the people that came here. So children, women, people from all over Europe actually were brought in here, sometimes traveling days, even weeks sometimes, in horrible conditions on trains, and exhausted they came here to this huge death camp. You can see the barracks over there. And over there is a train at the end of this. It's, look how huge it is. It's just enormous. I'm still walking this road, so you can see where we entered from. You can see the gate very far from there, and here is an example of a train track.